I'm watching Nicole Wallace on MSNBC, and it's about the coverage of Walz being picked as Harris's vice president, and I'm so happy about that because I really didn't know who most of these guys were for real, for real. Like I kind of knew their faces, but I was like, their names aren't that prominent to me. I kind of just knew of them, but I think I'm proud about this pick because he seems like a down to earth kind of guy. That he seems like that cool teacher, that cool football coach. Like they said, he's who he is, but he just seemed like he was probably that guy at the school that everybody loved, right? And we all know about those favorite teachers, those favorite coaches and things like that who you just connected with, and it was like the whole school was cool with this person. And they basically talked about, or at least Nicole was talking about how they about him shrinking, Donald Trump, and making him feel small and think small, or maybe not think small, but like kind of like bringing him down to where he really is. And I said, that's what you do. That's what I said. I've been waiting for someone to effectively do this because Trump gets away with so doggone much. And I just I don't understand how he gets away with so much stuff, especially uh, with how things used to be in politics. Even though I didn't really pay attention to politics until 2016. As a youngster, I realized that in the political climate in America, you couldn't get away with a lot of stuff. Like you couldn't get away with being a dirtbag. You couldn't get away with being rude to people. Like they would like ostracize you, and you couldn't have a place in the office no more. But now, since Trump came in, please. These first of all, the old Republicans that was a part of that crew, they cowered down to Trump. I said Trump is nobody. Like he may be this public figure and stuff like that because of his show, but that's all people really know him for. And then the people in New York apparently already knew the gag is that he really was not a good guy. So to me, for people to just kind of like cower down to a bully, to a guy who act like a child, I just couldn't understand it. And finally we got somebody who's gonna probably make him feel bad for who he shows himself to be. And because he has a base that loves him, who adores him, who he can't do no wrong. And like you can't like forget them. They not the people that you're trying to convince for real, because they gonna love him regardless. Okay. But the people who are kind of like, that's kind of weird, and maybe I did think he did enough at the border. Like, first of all, he did not do nothing at the border. He couldn't get nothing done. He wanted to build a wall, but to me, like, why would you build a wall when you already know the few walls we do got up, people are coming through it, coming under it. There has to be a more effective strategy than just building walls all around. Like, there just has to be a more effective way. And you basically split up families and then keep a log, and like none of that stuff was good. But it just seems like he has gotten away with so much over the span of his life. He has gotten away with so much, and finally there's someone that can effectively say, no, you're the little one, you're a child, stop acting like a child. And people like Trump, to me, he's a narcissist, and he's probably so many other things, and he doesn't like to be seen. He doesn't like to be told that he's this, that. He's like, they keep calling me weird. First of all, the word weird is just kind of like something you would, as a normal brain person, you would just be like, whatever. Like, people call me weird, and I'm just like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he's actually sad about it. He's like, nobody's ever called me weird, blah 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 blah. And it's just like, you are. You're like, everything you do is just not right. You know what I'm saying? JD Vance, you're weird. You're actually very, very weird. Trump, you're weird because you keep thinking this is okay. JD, you're weird because you keep thinking it's okay, and you just give off this weird vibe, like this awkward kind of dude who thinks that everything he's saying is like correct and normal, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. It's just not. And so to me, having somebody like Walz and even Kamala Harris, to me they're just both effective. To me, Joe Biden, he pointed out what they did, but it was like people just overlooked Joe Biden saying those things. And then when he did the debate, he had a hard time with saying, no, this is all, that was a lie, that was a lie, that was a lie, that was a lie. And he just had a bad debate night. But all those other times he was doing a good job of just saying whatever it was about Trump. But it's just like people didn't see it as a strong enough thing, I guess. I don't know. But these dudes, Walz and Kamala and a few other like people like Jasmine Crockett, I think that's her name, they do a good job of just saying like, this is what it is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, this dude is weird. This person is rude. This person doesn't know how to treat people. And it's the most plain thing you can say. Like, even as a child, these are the type of things you hear. Like, oh, that person's mean. That was rude. You don't know how to be a good friend. Like, to me, Trump and JD Vance are those type. Like, you can use the most plain and simple words, and a child could see that how they're acting is not normal for grown people. It's just not normal. And I hate that people keep thinking that they deserve to be in these positions of power. They're not capable. They have no emotional intelligence. They keep thinking that everything they're saying is just like this golden rule or something like that. And it's just like, no, like, y'all are just so messed up about people. You have no empathy. You have no sympathy towards people. And to me, they're just thinking about themselves. They're just thinking about their privilege. They're just thinking about how they can get richer, how they can have more fame, how they can have more fortune. And they probably don't even really care about the generations to come. They're thinking about them. So to me, I don't know. I just feel like Kamala Harris made a good choice. Those dudes are weird, and I feel like he can point them out and shut them down. And that's what needs to happen anyway. Because there's people like me that get frustrated seeing all this stuff all the time. And then it just feels like nobody is holding them to like a high regard in the sense of like holding them accountable. And I just don't understand how so many things that are just terrible, that anybody else will be shunned about or placed in jail for, that we just let them get away with it. Like it's just, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Let it be someone else. Let it be someone else, and it would have been over with. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's all I had to say.